Hello everyone, welcome back. So are you ready for some bar plots? Those are a lot of fun. So the first bar plot we're going to do is, well, before we do that, just remind you of the summaries that we did. And one of them was NO of flights, number of flights, because we're going to do a bar plot on that. So let's go down to the bar plot. So we're going to use SNS, which is Seaborn. Remember, we abbreviated it as SNS. And there is a categorical plot, which is the CAT plot stands for categorical plot. Because on bar plots, you have categories, and you can see how many of each category you have. Similar to the box plots where we had categories. So the category here, the kind of category plot that we're going to do is going to be a bar plot. There are a few other categories. Um, so bar is the one we're going to do. And the data that we're going to use, here's what's one thing that is interesting, right? So when we do the grammar of graphics, we want to know the data, we want to know the coordinates, and that sort of thing. So the data that we're using right here is that group by data that we created above. And on the x-axis, we're going to have the origin. Those are categories. The origin is a category. The category is the name of the airport. Again, the three airports. And in the y-axis, we're going to have numeric. So that's going to be number of flights. So we're going to plot number of flights. Then we have a hue, which means it's going to give us a little bit of coloring on the origin. The hue is going to be based on origin. And on carrier, we're going to be able to distinguish carrier. We're going to use a set color palette that comes with Seaborn. It's called set 1. So you will be learning more about those palettes. We're not going to include the legend, and we are going to order the columns when they come up in these plots by carrier order. And I may remind you that if I go above, carrier order was used right here, and you can see it right here. American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta Airlines. That's just the carrier order that we decided we wanted for no specific reason. We just want to have a consistency. So let's run this. Number of flights. So there you go. And as we noticed before, if you look at from Newark, the biggest one is United Airlines. Has a lot of flights coming out of Newark, United. LaGuardia has a lot of flights as well, from both for Delta and for American, but not so much for United. United is focused on Newark, New Jersey. And JFK, Delta, they like JFK. I actually flew one time on Delta. Normally, because I'm in the Chicago area, I fly United, or American is also pretty big here. But anyway, not so much Delta. And one time I remember flying Delta out of JFK. It was an international flight. So they have a few of those. So that's interesting, right? So just like that, now that we created that, we can run through the rest of the bar plots. This next one is going to be also very interesting, but it's going to be based on total distance, right? Total distance. The one before, just to remind you, was based on number of flights. And now we're going to go to total distance. So let's see what happens when we do total distance. Well, once again, United has the highest number of miles in distance. And one of the reasons is it has so many flights. So you multiply by the number of flights. And they kind of correlate very well. You see JFK is pretty big in Delta, and so they have a lot of distance from them. Let's do another one now that we're on a roll. Average distance. That will be interesting. That'll be interesting. Let's see what it does for average distance. Wow, it changed quite a bit. The picture, it looks different. The average distance in JFK seems to be higher in the average. See, it's higher here for American. It's higher here for United even. So whenever United flies JFK, it's going to be for a long distance, apparently. That's what it says there. And for delta as well, it's higher than the other ones. So let's see what other conclusions we have here. So that's based on distance, right? Average distance. The other thing you can say is that JFK, which has the highest, we just said it, right? JFK has the highest, tends to be your prototypical super international airport. All right, so that kind of agrees with that statement. Now let's see the average air time in the air. How long are they in the air in average? That probably is going to be similar to some that we saw before. Oh no, it's actually, yeah, it corroborates, it correlates very well with average distance. The distance and the time, they're pretty similar. The longer you go, the longer you are. The longer you go in distance, the longer you are there on the air in time. Very well then, that's it. That concludes the bar plots that I wanted to show you. I hope you found them exciting. They, for exploratory data analysis, all of these charts that we've done here today, from histograms through the density plots and box plots and scatter plots and now bar plots, you're getting a lot of information about the data that you're seeing. This was all about flights from the New York City airports, and we focused on the major airliners and the major airports. And you can see right away you're creating a big story behind your data. Your data is telling you a story, and that's what we want to do. All right, so that's great for now, and I'll be talking to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.